So I'm joined here with a couple people from our Humber Smash Brothers team. So I'm just going to pass the ball to you guys. Who are you? What's your program? And what's your role within the team?
So my name is Stefan Ramlogan. My tag is Neo. I attend Guelph Humber, which is directly connected to Humber College. I take business administration, and I'm about to end in my second year. And my role on the team is I'm the team captain for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate team.
My name's Michael. I'm the head coach of the Smash Ultimate team, and I take game programming at Humber College. I'm in my second year, going on my third year right now. I just finished my second year, and yeah, it was one ride, that's for sure. But we out here.
It was a really unique year for sure. So,
Oh yeah.
So when we look at different esports titles, Smash Brothers is one of those games where they had multiple releases over time. So, in a competitive sense, what would you guys say is one of the better changes or upgrades that they made from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate?
It's from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate. I never really competed in Smash 4, so I'm going based off of like
Neither have I.
previous knowledge. But the biggest thing is Nintendo's integration with the community. So if you were like back then in Brawl, Nintendo's very against like literally not only was no help for the competitive community, but was pretty much against it. Like if you heard of Evo 2013, right, where Melee made its debut, they won that by a poll where people would donate towards which game would get in, and Melee barely beat Skullgirls, right? But the thing is, Brawl was the latest game at the time, and Nintendo didn't like this. They didn't want Melee to be there, so they actually I don't know if, like, they filed a lawsuit on Evo to make sure that Melee wouldn't show up, and the community, they made so much noise, and they took it back, and it was honestly probably my favorite tournament of all time, Evo 2013 Melee. So like Nintendo's integration with the community was awful before, but now we have stuff like we have them sponsoring tournaments now, and obviously it could be better, but at least it's a step in the right direction. So yeah, I would say that.
That's massive.
Yeah.
I'm in total agreement with what Neil just said. In terms of like sponsorships, I think that's huge, right? That's a way big difference than to how everything started with the whole Smash community. And so like I agree with Neo 1,000%.
There's actually one more thing I just remembered. So if you notice, like a Humber, for example, we had like a event. I wasn't with the team at the time, but we had an event when Smash Ultimate launched where everyone would just unlock characters together, and it was
cool.
the character unlocking event. Guts was there.
That's actually really cool. I did hear things about it. Yeah, I heard things about it.
So basically, you like if you unlock characters in Smash Ultimate, you would probably remember them like being really strong, like the CPUs. So
Right.
actually, Nintendo actually asked pros from Japan how to modify the level 9 CPUs to like let them
I
actually
didn't-
have strats. Like Greninja can do like up air drag downs. Like Puff can actually do rest combos. It's because they actually asked the competitive community. So like I guess that goes into like integration with the competitive community. But yeah, that's like a really big thing to me.
That's pretty massive. So earlier, I did an interview with Checo, the coach of Call of Duty, and
Yo,
when I asked,
I love Checo.
Same,
That's my
same.
dog.
Checo's my boy. We both actually started out in the same program together.
So when I asked him how COVID affected his team, his answer was pretty much didn't really affect us at all. You know, we're always online anyways. It's esports, but Smash Brothers traditionally is not really online. You know, it's usually in person. So how has COVID affected competitive Smash?
Well, I think I can take this one. It's definitely affected it a lot, right? It's kind of... oh, yeah.
Hashtag Fix
Definitely
Ultimate
awful.
Online is trending right now for a good reason. it's very unfortunate.
I personally think that it's... Like, COVID could have come... Like, it couldn't have come at a more bad time. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it shouldn't have come at all, but, like, at the same time, it's definitely like wrecked the entire community, especially with like the team. Like, I, it just doesn't feel the same to play Smash anymore. Instead of being next to someone, be like, oh, I'm better than you at this and this and that, and this is why your character sucks. Okay, but now I can't do that over the phone because like the real struggle out here. Okay, like.
Yeah, there's like a whole Twitter controversy. Online wins mean nothing.
Exactly.
They don't. Like tons of
Listen.
people have wins off of MKLeo, the best player in the game, but it doesn't mean like. And like one other thing, I would say that like what makes this the worst possible time is the Smash World Tour just got announced, which is arguably the biggest help the
I
community
was just
ever
about to
received.
say that.
I believe it was like $500,000 in combined pot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the
I think you're
biggest
right.
thing that has ever happened to the community, and it was going to be summer wide. Is going to be the best season for both Melee and Ultimate. It was going to be the best thing for the Smash community, and it just crashed, and it's really unfortunate because that was something players were really looking forward to, more incentivization to go to tournaments.
Absolutely. It's like I think that it's just that in-person contact that just makes everything so much better. Like, and also like on a real note, I can't be up in Neo's face no more to be like, do good. Like it doesn't feel right doing it on myself.
For like fun fact, I actually don't own an online membership at all.
Oh,
I don't.
unbelievable.
Own one either. I don't own one either. I can't afford it.
I've literally been practicing against CPUs and learning matchups. I've honestly I've taken away. I've learned to use this time to focus on matchups, like learning character matchups rather than trying to work on my fundamentals because online fundamentals don't exist in the local.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That makes a lot of sense. So, when I watch Smash Brothers compared to other esports titles, sometimes in a game of like maybe League of Legends or Counter-Strike, there's times where the game really slows down a little bit. Smash Brothers is not like that at all. Smash Brothers is fast and it stays fast. And I found that as a viewer, I can actually get mentally tired a lot quicker than if I watch, just anything else. So, as players, how do you guys mentally stay in it?
So me and Guts is our best player on the team, and we both play rushdowns. Rushdowns are basically like the fast characters, the never let your opponent breathe type characters. Like in Smash Brothers, you need to set the pace if you're playing a rushdown, or even if you're playing an extremely slow character, you need to make sure that you're setting that pace as well. And while sometimes like me and Guts, we focus on making sure our opponents can't breathe. We make sure that they can't even like have a second to think about their next options and all that. Like sometimes we do play back. Sometimes, like every time that little Mac comes by, we got to stay back. we camp occasionally, but the thing is, when we play, like my most common matchup is Joker Fox, and there is no stop to it. And the endless hours I have against playing Guts at Humber after class, like I've gotten used to it, and it gets mentally taxing over time. But when you do it one set at a time in tournaments, you just have the time to like think about it after your set, and then just move on to the next one, whether it was a win or a loss.
Precisely. I think he hit it bang on. It with people that are, competitive players in Smash, it's kind of like one of the things that you just have to get used to in order to get better, right? Yeah, there are times where it's gonna be hard and you're gonna beat yourself down and you're gonna dash your controller across the room like I've probably done several hundred times when I don't get the little thing correctly. And yeah, my players have had that moment before. But that's just something that you're gonna get used to. So like the whole fast-paced thing, it's like if you're already a player, you're already kind of used to it, and like it's kind of one of the Smash is like kind of one of those games where it's kind of like enjoyable regardless of how fast-paced it is.
Yeah. Another thing I would say, I feel like if you play the game enough, you won't have enough trouble with the fast pace, but you're gonna have enough trouble making proper decisions and integrating proper tech skill
That's
in
true.
those situations. Because when I play Fox, I have to make by frame perfect inputs when I play. Like a simple back air that most people do, they'll literally just do this and then this. I have to like do 4 more inputs than that within a 2 frame window. Stuff like that I have to do while being oppressed. So I would say that is like where it's hard, but not really just like constant going at it.
So this one's just gonna go for Michael because it's a
Sure.
coaching question. So for most of the teams at Humber Esports, the coach
Like,
is also a player. So that it gives them that interesting dynamic. But for you, this is a single player game. So how would you say that the coaching dynamic is when it's a single player game?
ooh, good question. Well, it's a lot. It's different, I would say, because you know you have to kind of try your best to, you know, like give feedback for people like one on one, because since it's like a single game, like a single player game, sorry, and like it's fast paced, you have to try your best to keep track of everyone like one on one, give them one on one feedback instead of kind of like if it were like a more than one player game, then you give feedback as a group. So I would say like it's a little bit of a challenge that way, but you figure it out kind of thing, right? And I mean, I learned from the players as well, and that's part of the reason why they make me be better, right? I wouldn't consider myself the best because let's face it, I'm not. They make me better, and like um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
But you still
Very wholesome.
but you still play that vital role that every player needs, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my main goal.
I'm not a coach, but let me add in on this real quick. Sometimes like players have to like take it upon themselves to sometimes like reevaluate like their VODs and stuff, because like
Absolutely.
when we have a coach and an assistant coach, but we have 5 different players, and like that's 5 different VODs that you need to analyze for each, or like
Mhm.
5 different sets of feedback that you have to give within a session while practicing and all that. Just doing it to his best capability. But like sometimes like me and Guts, like I will like try and rent out the CTI room with the screen, and I was like, yo, let's. Not that I've ever done it successfully because the CTI has never given it to me, but we've always just like tried to get some VOD review between 2 people like in pairs so that we can help each other, like peer evaluation stuff. You know this stuff from school.
And
Yeah,
also like it's hard because like all of the 5 players have all different
yeah,
play
we're all
styles,
different.
right? You're all different. You're all different. Like for example, Neo, you're rush down. Okay, Guts is like the
Guts is a
definition.
stand back here while hitting a
Exactly.
specific way, just making sure that you don't feel like you have any choice.
Exactly. Like how I call it. It's a programmer's term. I call it the update render. Uh, I call Guts the update render. Because the thing about that is like he kind of like analyzes the situation as it progresses, and
Yeah,
then he reacts, right? The thing about like for example like you, which makes you and Guts so different, is that like you're just kind of like, okay, go, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this and this
that's
at a
actually
specific, at
that's
a
about
specific point, and and like whatever happens, and like your inputs are like way faster than the game can actually read, which is
yeah,
actually
that
very
is
impressive.
true. That's why I don't play online.
Right. But like that's just an example of like all the play styles that like make the team and our community unique, right? like
Yeah,
and especially I don't mean to like call the 2 of you out, but that's kind of like you're like the 2 players that I've seen the most often, so like
yeah. Like
just let's be for real.
it's so unique because you see like me and Guts play like such fast characters like up in your face, and then you see players like Chris who plays Duck Hunt who stays all the way back, and I have
Oh
no
yeah.
idea how to teach this guy. I've never even seen this character before I met
Either
Chris.
even though
I
either
it's that bad. I've never faced a duck hunt before, Chris, and I never played Smash 4, so I never even knew that character was in there.
Literally, when we added Chris, I wasn't even sure how to, you know,
It was a process.
how to put Duck Hunt in a matchup because I've never ever played Duck Hunt ever. So like as I'm watching him, because like most of the time I'm just watching and kind of like taking in like personal feedback on how to like scope out the situation. But like when he came, I'm looking at him play and I'm like, oh, so
it's just out of our field of expertise.
I'm just like, oh, so that's okay. So that's how you do. Okay, got it.
Yeah, like Norm, to give you like how big of difference this was to us, he was literally teaching us Duck Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had to teach him how to do Duck Hunt better, which is stupid because we don't even know Duck Hunt ourselves. We literally just asked the guy what Duck Hunt is.
It's like, how do you even be an objective set of eyes?
Like, I feel like I felt like I taught him fundamentals, like fundamentals that you can use on any character, and obviously that's been helpful. But it's hard to give like character advice. So what I did basically, we just went to the character Discord and we just did what we did.
Yeah, and on top of that, actually, like on top of the first challenge of like being able to even understand Duck Hunt, because like even when he competed in tournaments, not a lot of people knew the Duck Hunt,
no one knows the Duck Hunt
play style. No one knows. So I like on top of like learning that, like I also had to teach him like not to get down on himself so quickly and get like nervous so quickly, because he was hella nervous the first
teaching mentality is not easy.
Like, it was not easy. That was the first trouble that I had to deal with, and it's like, oh, sugar pump theory. I'm like, how do I deal with this? You know what I'm saying? And like that was just the other challenge, but that's also the enjoyment of it.
That's the enjoyment. That's where I excel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this next one will go to Neo, but would you say that just the general support infrastructure that Humber Esports has it helped your development as a Smash player?
100%, yo. I could be like one of these guys playing, like coming home from middle school playing online for practice. Like, just think about that. Like, think about how awful that is. Like, that's awful. All right, and I get the opportunity to come back after class. I can literally just hop into the Humber Discord, right? And then I'll literally just at Guts, and I said, "Yo, CTI," and then I get a LAN practice. You know how much people will kill for LAN practice, especially as Fox mains. Like Lunas, like one of the best Foxes in Ontario. The only practice he gets is online, and then he has like 2 hours of LAN practice before the tournament. I've been like so privileged to be able to actually have access to LAN practices, like facilities, to have like non-latency, like stuff like that has been so helpful. And like even having Mike for a coach and like Xavier and all that, and like having variety and matchups throughout the whole team, like it's been nothing short of amazing. The only thing that like holds me back is like trying to get a damn room at the CTI, but apart from that, it's
not even go there. Like,
I literally put it in 6 weeks before, and they didn't give it, and they said 4 weeks.
Like, okay, like
obviously that's not Humber Esports fault, but like that's my soul, bro.
It's like, okay, like you heard Neo, like him and Guts pretty much I would say they're kind of like they kind of live in the CTI. It's like it's like their home. Like every next minute I get this notification on my phone. I'm like, oh god, what did I forget to do now? Oh, no, it's just like, oh, we're the CTI. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. My team's dedicated, right? But it's pretty much just them two. And it's like, in terms of like actually booking space.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, like, booking space and like, so if you ever have like 3, like, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have 2 or more in the gaming space at the CTI, right? You have to make a request form for it, right?
That's right.
Sure, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know this, but I did not realize how much paperwork you were filling just by me going there. I
feel like ages. It's like, okay, this and that and this, and then send it off. It's a lot.
always assumed it was just dropping.
Michael, this next question is for you. So, you're
Okay.
a coach. You weren't
Yes.
always the coach. We had another coach who ended up leaving Humber, so you ended
Yeah.
up stepping up. So, would you be able to talk about that transition?
First thing I gotta say is, oh my
It was a
god.
shock. Yeah. I miss Vivek. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just tell you like the whole thing of how like this whole thing happened. It's because over the winter break after for, fir- first first semester of second
Yeah.
year. Okay, I was just talking to everyone to make sure that everyone was doing well over the couple of weeks that we had off.
I know
And
what's coming.
and then like at one point I decided to message Vivek because I'm like, I haven't talked to him in a while. Let me just make sure that he's doing okay. And then I noticed he wasn't responding, and then that became like a bit of a sequence, and I'm like, wait a second,
It was
what
just
is
like a
happening?
huge miscommunication part.
Like I tried calling him and like messaging him, and then like he just ghosted. Like he just left, and then the funniest thing was, which is why I was like super stressed. I mean, Neil can vouch for me. I was like terribly stressed on the day that we came back was because the day before we had to come back, I called him and I'm like, I'm probably gonna leave another message on his phone again. But he answered the phone the day before I came back to school. And he's like, hey, and I'm like, okay, where have you been? Like, I've been trying to call you, I've been trying to message you, I was trying to, make sure that you were back. You left me. Like, what happened? And then that was when he dropped the bomb and told me that, you know, it just didn't fit for him, and like he was gonna eventually tell the team. I'm like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? He's like, oh, I left Humber. I'm like, and I'm telling you, my mouth dropped. I was sitting there like, I'm like, and you weren't gonna tell me this sooner. Like, wait, were you?
Hold on, let me give you the player's perspective of what happened here. So this was actually I think this was like the worst like point of the Smash team. Like we were at the most
worst.
bottom point, Norm. So like to give you like a perspective of what happened, miscommunication happened. Like we were not sending, the Discord was dead, right?
Oh yeah, totally
So
dead.
and then but me and Guts would still go to tournaments, and but the thing is like it got to the point where miscommunication is like we forgot to report tournaments, like and all that, and then we find out like Germa, or yeah, actually no, he changed his tag to Germa. Germa, it's formerly known as Senjin, might still be known as Senjin. Germa Senjin, whatever. So he eventually left the team as well, but he announced his, right,
Mm-hmm.
and he left in good faith and all that. Yeah. So, but he's coming back next year. So, as soon as that happened and then Vivek happened, we were instantly ineligible,
Oh my god.
and it was like a whole time of anxiety where we couldn't
Oh,
tell anybody what happened because we did
like,
not want our team to go away. But so then Michael told me like Neo Guts, y'all know Humber really well. Go find any players, bro.
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what happened. Because I knew Michael would find a good coach, right? And like Michael knew he could find a coach.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
that.
but the thing is, he didn't know where to find players. And I found 4 people, right? I found 4. We needed 1, right? Yeah, we needed 1.
We need one.
Yeah, so I found 4. I'm like, yo, Michael, I got 4 names listed here. But the thing is that happened. Michael found a player while I was looking away, and the roster
Yeah.
was filled, and I didn't know. So I had 4 people like trying to get into the team, but they couldn't because we had full roster. Like it was such a nightmare. Right, like but next year I'll say this: I'm trying to extend that team to 10. I want more variety and like there's 86 characters in Ultimate. I'm sure we could benefit by having more like matchup variety.
Gotta have one main free
It's
skill.
true, but
Yeah,
like from a coach's standpoint, like being able to manage all of you, that's hard. That is
It is
hard,
hard.
right? And like, oh my
I try
god,
to take it upon myself sometimes every now and then, and it does get it. I try to like take weight off whenever I can.
Yeah, but like, okay, no, that day, like the first day I came back, I'm like, oh,
It was the
like,
worst.
I'm like, oh, okay, like it couldn't have gotten any worse, and that happened, and then shortly after Vivek left, like Mio just said, Senjin left as well, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So now
And,
myself another player because I'm like, what?
you hate us too.
I love that every single time that Michael gets his most fired up is when the connection
It's
drops.
when the cuts off.
It's like his rage alone is just like tampering with the Rogers connection.
Or I just
So,
bottom tier. You heard it here first.
What is going on? Like, oh my god, I'm like trying my hardest to like keep everyone together and like keep everyone like in check, and it's just kind of like everyone's just leaving and leaving and leaving, and it's just like, okay, this is so hard. So when I dropped the bomb, like, okay, before I dropped the bomb, I was like so nervous because I felt ashamed because I'm like, how could I have let this happen? Like, how could I have let my own coach, previous, partner, leave, and then one of my players leave right after the coach left? Like, I was doing some mad self-reflection. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, jeez, like, what did I do? Did
It's
I
funny
say
because like the situation changed from being understaffed on the team to having too much because we had like that was when it got crazy to me because I knew I could replace like obviously I would miss Vivek a lot, but I knew I could find a player to replace Engine until he came back. I knew that Michael would find a coach until he came back. It's the fact that we had too many in line and that did have a spot open. It was like, yeah, this is horrible.
again, we were both stressed, so like I completely forgot to communicate with anybody when I'm just like, okay, I'm like, oh god, I gotta find another player, gotta find a coach, and I got all these assignments I have to do on top of that. It's just like, oh man, like, hey, like, yeah, like, hey. And so and then when oh God bless his soul, like even to this day, like big shout outs to him. I just gotta say it right now to Xavier, our assistant coach. Huge shout outs to him because I was in the room where I usually chill in at Humber, just the one down by Links, and I'm just sitting there and I have my head all up in my chest, my hands in my face. It was done. I was just done.
God came through the door.
And then God came through the door, and I'm just voicing my concern to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll just be your assistant coach." I'm like,
It's just like that.
I'm telling you, it was just like that. It was just like that, and I'm like, "You really?" And he's like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, you just saved like so much of my stress.
I felt bad for Xavier as well because like on the first day that Xavier started, when Xavier came, he had a copy of the old schedule for the first semester, and we obviously like our courses changed, like our schedules and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that like our schedule changed. He used the wrong schedule because like that was the only one in the chat, and he showed up 2 hours early, and he was waiting there. So I bought him Hawaiian pizza.
That was actually my fault because the schedule was just revised like shortly after that because I realized that everyone had completely different schedules.
Yeah.
Which is another hard thing that I had to deal with is that scheduling conflict is another thing that you apparently have to deal with nowadays. It's like, great, bro. No, this just goes to show like that was just all of the emotions like kind of like wrapping through my mind. I'm just glad that Neo stepped up and like helped me get through it, and like Xavier actually ended up taking the role. Like, okay, expected to be the coach in a matter of 2 weeks
Because the coach, like it's actually supposed to be like 1 year or 2 years until you step up as coach.
I guess so, but like I never managed to like step up to be a coach like after 2 weeks.
You just sped run all the roster changes.
Like, so bad when I told Kevin, I'm like, oh my god, he's probably gonna kill me. Like he's either gonna kill me or he's gonna disband the team. That was one of the two
That
things.
was the one. The second one is what I was fearing. So it's like we're feeling the rust.
What I was fearing. I'm like, oh god. But then he's like, wow, that sounds really bad. You just gotta try your best to find people. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yo, Kevin's
Because
a
I'm like,
Kevin's a
I'm like, I'm like, oh crap! Like, what do I gotta? I'm like, oh god, he's gonna yell. I'm like, he's gonna yell. He's gonna yell. I'm
It's just like that built-up expectation. Kevin's like actually truly a good person. Like, and the way he like handled that situation and told us to like just help us build ourselves back together. Like that just shows how good of a person he is and how good of like a representative for Humber he is. He just handled that situation perfectly. And
Oh,
I say
yeah.
we retaliated pretty well, too well that we had extra players. But yeah,
Absolutely. Like before that, like I was thinking about stepping down as well because granted, ugh, just ugh, everything happened. That
moving on this topic for a while. Normie got a
Massive
question?
can of worms. So actually,
Yeah.
so Neil, this one's for you. So when we were having that event at the LRC, this wasn't an interview, but you were explaining to me this one mechanic that's in some GameCube controllers. Something about, like when you hold left and then when you release left, it will
Oh,
like
snapback.
yeah, snapback. So would you be able to describe snapbacks? Just clarify any confusion that people may have about snapback.
All right, I got you. All right, so if you know, okay, so just a little preface to this: Guts hates snapback with a passion.
Oh yeah,
That we spent
I
4
hear
months
that all the
planning
time.
the controller. 4 months. 4 months. I think he spent $300 total on controllers, so he found the one. Okay, so let me explain what snapback is. So in Smash Ultimate, you're commonly flicking your stick like this, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes when you flick the stick like this, like pretend I'm doing this in slow motion, that it should just return to the center, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes it goes like this, a little bit more to the opposite side than it should, and that can mess up your inputs, right? So
Mhm.
like if I want to move left, and like sometimes it'll like move a little bit to the right after, and just read it as the opposite direction. And for someone who uses like gun a lot, like Joker Guts, that hurts a lot. Like, it hurts. So what the first thing me and Guts did was I opened up his controller and then we put silicone on the motherboard. So that's like one solution, but it's an amazing solution. But the problem is it lowers the the lifespan of the controller,
That
right?
makes sense.
So then his controller broke in a month, like which was I didn't expect it to be a month. I said 3 months, right? And then we got a new one, and the thing, and then the situation got so bad. Like Guts actually uses a pro controller stick on his GameCube, like right here, and we both use a No, he uses a nunchuck, a Wii nunchuck stick here. Like this is
Really?
how much we go into controllers.
Actually, didn't even know that. That's
And did I ever tell you
interesting.
at the time that we were like doing controllers and stuff at Humber, and like we had to file down the pro controller stick, and then we thought we were gonna get, and for a second, then like while we're halfway through, we were like, wait a minute, is this even allowed to use a file? And then we just put everything back, bro. And it's like we'll do it at home. But yeah, like that, like so snapback is a big deal. If you play melee, like I'll go and bid into melee on behalf of the melee team. Snapback, if you play Falco or Fox and you use lasers, you will. If you have snapback, you will literally always turn around the opposite direction when you use lasers, which sucks.
Like makes or breaks combos there then, right?
It breaks everything. Snapback is not useful in any way. You just want to get rid of it. And the thing is, like Guts' solution was get a pro controller, and which is good. But the problem is, it's gonna be $80 every time it breaks.
Just throw money at the problem.
Yeah.
See them rage all the time about it. It's like that's something that I can't even control because like no, that's just something that I hear them rage about all the time in practice, and it's like something that I can't even
I wouldn't
control.
say
'Cause,
rage,
like,
but it just discourages us mentally. Like
yeah,
imagine like when you're playing a competitive game. No, I think you could relate to this. When you're playing like a game or anything, even if you're playing competitive CS:GO, like I assume you were doing just now,
Yeah.
right? Like anything that you do wrong in a game, you can accept because you just did it poorly in game. When there are factors outside of the game that are like essentially nullifying your success, like outside of that, for example, snapback, like another example, like Wi-Fi, like let's say like you're lagging, like it's stuff like
Yep.
that gets us really like it makes us like just not want to play because like we want if our problems are within ourselves, we can fix that. We can't fix stuff like other stuff. Other aside from throwing money at it, but like that's not really something that's in our interest to do.
Or silicone, but then like
And
but then it
silicone,
becomes a
but then
problem again a month later.
you minus 4 years life. It's like minus 4 years.
So now we're gonna move over to like the meme side of this interview now.
Oh,
So
boy.
how do you guys feel about the current lack of Waluigi in Smash Brothers?
Oh yeah, I remember this question.
Okay.
I don't care.
Listen. I know you don't care, and you hear me vent about this all the time during practice. Okay?
Unfortunately.
Listen, okay? It's like... So I'm having a moment here. Like, and like, listen, if Nintendo ends up watching this, Nintendo, you tripping. It's happening.
Bro, we got.
She just-
I don't know if you know this, Norm, but we have an ARMS character coming up, and it's like,
An ARMS character?
an ARMS character, bro. I didn't like ARMS come out like 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago, bro. Like, why do we need? Why do we? Why? That's whatever.
Listen though, like real talk. Like I said this to them. Like I have a theory. Okay, my theory is that it's gonna be the last character to come in the next in the next DLC pack of characters.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be the very last one where they're gonna slide in that curveball. Once they see a drop of sales, oh, Waluigi's there. Watch sales go rise back up again.
I still don't. I still only takes marketing myself.
I like that
and all
theory.
this. Stuff. Yeah. Like Norm, I take my business and all this stuff myself. Like think about this. You're about to sell a fighter's pass, right? 5 characters. You buy like and Nintendo wants your commitment. They want you to buy the pass, not the individual, right?
Mhm.
Like obviously the option is there, but they want you to buy the pass before like you even see all the other characters. So they have the commitment, and more importantly, they have your money, right? So here's the thing. I know that like the last fighter of Season Pass 1 was Byleth. I'm like, okay, they're probably getting like the low tier stuff out of the way, and they're gonna start with a banger to make people actually buy the pass, right?
Mhm.
We got an ARMS character, bro. How did that happen? How do you do that?
No, that was like so far from my mind. Like I did not expect that at all. Like I don't even know how I feel about Arms and Smash for
Not
for
only
some
wait,
reason.
wait, one sec. I remember this. It was an unannounced direct that happened at 7 a.m., bro. Like that's what happened. No one saw this trailer way live. Like it's so dumb. Like, Nintendo live.
How I feel about it. Like Nintendo, all I gotta say is really like why you gotta do us like that?
Like Norm, they gave a 2-hour notice on the direct. But here's the thing: no one's up at 5 a.m. before the pandemic. Like. This was like time when people were working, when men had mortgages and stuff like why would anyone be up at that time
I don't know.
for an ARMS character, bro?
Characters.
Alright, what's up? What's up, Norm?
So these next ones, these are going to be kind of like lightning quick rounds.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
It's,
Oh,
it's
no,
going to be
okay.
this or that, pretty much. So,
Sure.
Toon Link or Young Link?
Young,
Tune.
All right.
you have horrible taste in the shows.
Fox, Falco, or Wolf?
Wolf.
Falco and Melee.
Falco and Melee. All right. Pikachu or Jigglypuff?
Pikachu.
Yes, Pikachu. That's the only one I truly care about. Pikachu. Pikachu's the best.
Alright.
Oh,
There's actually no competition in that one.
that's my main right there. That's my homeboy.
I was so happy when I learned that he's actually kind of like one of the top tier dudes.
His Guts is the most hated character.
That's fine.
Unbelievable.
That's a win for me.
Guts can
And
deal with
Senjin
it.
picked up Pikachu. as well.
Exactly.
All right. Bowser or King K. Rool?
Bowser.
I'm gonna say King K. Rool because I'm good friends with the two best in Ontario.
That's fair. That's fair.
Even though I am best. I'm really good friends with Germa, who's the best Bowser. Hold on, I have to think about this.
That's why I say Bowser, because I'm not gonna lie. As much as I respect the people that you know in Ontario, I gotta support my team, even though he's not really on my team.
He's
Bowser.
gonna be.
He's gonna be next year. Like give in if there's not that much of a competition. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm expecting a huge competition this year coming.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
expecting-
Norm, I got the whole lineup ready for the next. Like when we start the esports fair, you're gonna see. Honestly, I honestly will recommend you to come to the tryouts just to take pictures because I am trying to make this really amazing.
And I'll also play my Pikachu.
Oh yes, with on your third party
Yeah.
controller, bro.
Yeah,
Just
with my
make sure-
third-party controller.
right when we come back though, we should have a Pikachu against Pikachu for real.
Yes,
I'll
we
do
never
that.
got to do
Like,
that because of
We
COVID.
never got to do that because of COVID. When we come back, once COVID's done, COVID, you hear me? And now, so we can have our Pikachu versus Pikachu.
All right,
Alright,
so
what's up?
Go ahead.
before we wrap things up, are there any shout-outs or thank yous or just any last-minute topics that you guys want to give out?
Humber Guts is the GOAT. And I will never say this with a straight face, but Julian Labanda, Nimble from Eclipse, I despise that guy with my entire soul. but he's honestly been the biggest impact on my success as someone in the Smash scene. Like I like whether it's like a rivalry or like him actually helping me out in Discord or anything, he's just been such a big motivator for me, and I would say he's done a lot. He's a previous member of Smash and Humber. So yeah, I would say big shout out to him, big shout out to Guts for like all the after school practice, like all that.
We would have to say a huge shout outs to you, Nao, for stepping up when I really needed it. Also, huge shout outs to, okay, he isn't here, but Xavier.
Xavier.
That's my OG boy right there. David, we were all in a lifetime crisis. Like that takes guts. No pun intended. Love you guys. But yeah, and I gotta also, huge shout outs to, all of the Humber Esports staff for allowing me to take on this role. With so much on my shoulders, right, from like the previous team as well, like, and we did it, so pretty much it, like, we made it, and hopefully, like, the next year will be better than this one. Hopefully,
I got the
hopefully,
lineup.
knock on wood, nobody leaves.
A
And
certain, I won't say much, but a certain somebody just got a lease at Humber residence that I know about and I haven't really shared yet. But
Okay.
certain, so I'm not gonna give his name, but
no, don't. I mean, you'll have to give me his name by the time school starts. But like,
it's gonna be great.
or like, don't give it to me now. Just build up the suspense because, like I said, I'm expecting like a huge number of people to try out for the
Yeah.
team next year. Like, I'm expecting it to be big because I'm pretty sure, Neo, you probably got like a whole load of people. Because
I do, yeah.
let's face it, I barely know people at Humber. Okay, like. Scarborough mans, okay? Like, I played all the way in Scarborough, barely knowing people up in Humber. Like, I only knew one or two people by the time school started, when I started in first year. So, like, I'm already expecting, like, numbers to reach at least, like, 30 people, probably even more.
I'd say
And-
minimum.
Jesus.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to, like, manage, like, how this is gonna go, and I'm even, like, while during quarantine as well, trying to plan out, okay, how I'm gonna, plan things, and also, just in case if we somehow happen to still be on quarantine, which hopefully we're not, and I'm also, just going through like making notes just to see like how I can plan for that as well. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna plan for that. Let's be real. Like that one is just like okay, one or two notes just gotta be like literally my one or two notes for that is just like okay, hope there's no COVID. Hopefully COVID does not continue then. But like for if it if it stops and we're allowed to go outside again, it's like I got a huge list of everything that I can do. I'm just excited, right?
Yeah.
I'm just excited. I can't wait, to be able to, manage a bigger team, but like hopefully, it won't like my maximum number for next year is probably gonna be about 10 people, including that's gonna be including staff. So we'll probably have instead of 5 players, probably about eight players and then just the assistant coach and
And
myself.
head coach yourself.
But then on top of that, I'm also gonna be like in the beginning, like I'm also gonna be looking for people to fill in at least my position, like Xavier's position, because once I graduate, he'll move up to the coach, and then we just gotta find someone else to fill in that gap, which is also going to be another challenge. But I have a couple people in mind that I think could fit the role pretty well. But we'll just see what happens. But yeah, I'm forever grateful. This is something I get to flex on my resume. Be like, it's a part of
It
Esports.
is. Oh, it
It's
is.
a flex on my resume that I thought I'd never flexed before. Be like, yeah, as a part of esports, and what do you do? Oh, cut grass for a living. As a part of esports, okay, so you can go. Like, I'm a part of this. I'm a part of this.
Like just to give you like a good like a small perspective of how many things you could put on your resume after I've joined Humber Esports. I'm part of an esports organization. Very like maintain many roles around school, event organization,
Oh,
like
that's a
so
huge
many
one.
things.
That's
Event
a huge.
organization,
The
especially
paperwork.
since like we almost did one for Microsoft, which would have been amazing for the resume. I know
We
which
won't,
you know which one, Norm.
we won't even go there with the paperwork, okay? Let's be real. I'm so glad that the paperwork is done, okay? Because like, too many papers. Like, that was stressful. Like the papers. Like, I mean, I know Humber's watching this, and I'm so sorry. Like, if anything happens, but like, the
I
papers. Like, oh my God, like it's just me repeating the same thing over and over. Like I'm getting friggin', uh, like arthritis, just kind of typing the same things over and over.
Oh yeah, last shout out. Norman is a blue third party GameCube controller.
Yeah, blue
Never
third
met
party
such an
controller.
iconic duo in my life.
Shout out to Norm,
And a
okay?
Pikachu
Like,
main as well. Yo,
The
let's
blue
go, Norm.
obsessed maniac.
Yeah.
shout out to my boy Norm.
This is
Like,
blue. This is blue.
yes, yes,
I've always
yes,
been
yes.
black. Like like even what I'm wearing right now. Yeah, like another thing, like a lot of people like this outfit looks really nice because I love the black and red fit, but like a lot
I
of
just
people like
accidentally
hate on
unplugged
me.
my headphones because I was
Wait,
trying to
really?
show this light. This light that is
Oh.
also blue. So now I'm gonna
You
plug
just-
my headphones back in, and hopefully I can still hear you.
All right. Let's see if you can hear us.
Okay, I can hear you.
So like what I was saying, like a lot of people like this fit looks really nice, but like because of the black and red. But the thing is, I wear a Raptors hat, but I wear a Portland Trailblazers hoodie, and it just everyone just gets on me if they know basketball.
I mean, like, okay, that's the first. I'm not gonna lie, that's the first time I've ever seen you in the Portland
I
Trailblazers
wear
hoodie.
this a lot. I actually do wear it a lot.
Yeah, except I don't pay attention to what you're wearing. I'm paying attention to how you play. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing that I'm paying attention to. I'm not paying attention to the clothing except for maybe your hat and your chain because you wear those often.
Yeah.
So like,
It's iconic. Like Norm, every time you see me wear you, it's like it's so iconic. This hat, this chin, like everyone's.
Always.
it's just like guts and a mask, and it's like
Yeah, me and Guts are actually well known around the school. For one, he wears the skull face mask. Me and him actually talked about it for a long time. Which design you should upgrade to, and like basing like using like the Humber photo shoot to get it across his social media. Like, yo, Guts just upgraded, bro, and like and and this hat, bro, just iconic.
You guys,
It's like Matt. Go ahead.
you guys should throw people off at some point. Just like you wear the mask and then he wears the hat.
We have
and the
once.
sweater.
I didn't wear his mask, but I made him wear the hat once, and I think yeah, it was a fun time.
It's like once I see Matt's on, it's like, yeah, you know, you see a matchup, it's like, yeah, I don't think you're winning this matchup. I'm sorry, he's got mask on. It's game on. But like, real no, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm gonna say this straight up. When the assistant coach came along, I didn't know. Guts has just had this new side of him that I've never seen before. Like he's been, like, you know, talking a lot more. Like when I came at the beginning with Vivek, like he never talked, and now he's talking.
Guts is unique. Guts is like I could consider Guts a best friend right now. Like if you open yourself, if you like show that you can like have the same goals as somebody, they will like open themselves up to you. Like and I've studied human psychology, and like that's no exception for Guts. Like Guts, he just opens himself up more if you're his mate. Like that's how it is.
Like, I'll never forget the day where I heard him laugh for the first time. I was genuinely terrified.
Yeah.
Because okay, Neil can tell you, like during this time, like I barely heard him talk. Like, you know, he'll just say like a couple words and then that's it. But like, you know, once like okay, Xavier started, you know, taking the role, like, and you know, like taking more duties on himself. You know, Guts has kind of been talking more, and like that time when like Xavier said something to him, and I heard him laugh for the first time. I'm looking at everyone like this. I'm like,
it was edgy comedy, so we will not relay what joke it was, but I know exactly which one it was.
did he just laugh? He could.
It's a lot. I'm used to it because like we hang out so much after school. Like it's yeah.
I was genuinely terrified. And now I get even more scared when he laughs because it's like, oh my god, he's out to get somebody. That's the first thing I think. Is like he's out to get somebody when he starts laughing because I'm like, I've never heard him laugh before. And so like, that time was just like a weird moment because I'm like, he just laughed. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just remember one of the very first times I went to the CTI, I saw Guts without his mask, and I'm like,
yeah, a lot of people. That's normal. That's normal. A lot of people won't recognize him.
Also, the time they changed his mask too. I'm like, is that supposed to be your mask?
Oh yeah, I'll share this one story, and then we probably got off it at this point.
we're at 57 minutes right now.
Yeah. So like, yeah. All right. So I'll just share the small story. So what happened was like me and Guts know the security guards by now, so like we don't have to deal with like all that stuff with not having a jersey and whatnot.
Mhm.
So what happened was Guts took off his mask for the day, and then they thought I was like bringing in somebody who was in Humber Esports. And then he literally just looked at them and then put on the mask. It was such a funny interaction.
Or he tells them, okay, well, just look at this Joker combo real quick. And then they're just like, oh, yeah.
But no, like, this just goes to show that, like, the both of us are, like, so forever grateful. And, like, okay, like, Neil, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, you do my head in, but it's...
I have high standards.
Oh, yeah, but, like, you know, I'm so forever grateful to have you on the team. And, yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah.
All right, well, this has been an awesome interview, guys. You guys gave amazing answers, really in depth. So we're gonna wrap this up here. Let's bye. We're gonna leave.
Alright, no, all right. Try not to lose track of time under that basement, man.
I'll try my best.